Away here at Southampton, they didn't have to get themselves up for the Liverpool game. We all know that those games there, you're going to have the fire in your belly for those. He's coming away here at midday, under the sun, with the pressure of the away fans as well, to put a performance in. And it's a different type of performance. They had to grind things out, be resolute, and they got a clean sheet, like I say, first one since December. It says it all. They're stepping in the right direction, still a long way to go, but they can come off this pitch and go, you know what? We can't be questioned for our work ethic, we can't be questioned for our desire. We put it in today, but you need to see this repeatedly, time and time again.
Yeah, the question before was whether they could back it up and come here and win in a different way. How well do you think they did that today, Paul?
Yeah, I think it was all about the result today, showing a little bit of a fighting spirit. They did that. The football at times it wasn't the greatest to watch, but they dug in there, some really good defending towards the end, especially. Southampton threw everything at them, which you'd expect. And these away games, they're not easy to win, so especially after the 7 games, lost the last 7 away games, so confidence would have been really low. Just to get through this game, win the game was very important today.
So important to end that run of awful form on the road. Peter, what about Southampton? How unlucky will they feel not to have taken something from the game today?
Yeah, I think certainly towards the end they had chances there. They had chances to score, and I thought they stuck to their game plan. They defended really well. I just didn't think they were clinical enough up front.
Well, we can get some reaction now. Bruno Fernandes wearing the captain's armband again today with the only goal, and he's with Des.
Bruno, hard work, but you found a way to win today.
Yeah, we knew it. Playing against Southampton away is not easy. We have experienced that already in the last few years. Obviously, we did a great game. We know that sometimes we have to suffer. This is the Premier League. Every game is tough. So, well done for us. Great job. We win the game, 3 points. Massive 3 points for us. Now we have to carry on.
It's very important to build on Monday night's win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's important because 1 win doesn't make the league, 2 wins doesn't make the league. So we have to carry on this spirit, this sacrifice that we have in these last 2 games. We have to carry on to the rest of the season. This is what this club demands. Play for this club is like this. All the players know that. We show that. I think after Liverpool, everyone could feel it. Now we said it today before the game. We set the standard, so we have to carry on now and go with this standard. And if we can, even improve it.
You made the goal look very easy. It was far from it. It was a lovely cross by Diogo Dalot.
Oh, it was a great ball. Obviously, even great play from behind. I think Anthony, when he drove the ball, everything was perfect. I don't know, I think it was Marcus or Jadon that make the run on the goal and gets the space to me. This is what we work. Someone's run, someone's get the space behind. We did it well, so well done for everyone, not just for me.
Important for United as well to win away from home, because you haven't done that for a while, and that shows the character of the squad. Yeah, well,
obviously I think we did 2 seasons ago like 21 or 22 games without losing away from home. Obviously sometimes this happens, but we won. We're really happy. Doesn't matter if it's away or at home. We want to win every game, so that's what's about to play for Man United.
Thanks, Bruno. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bruno, hard work, but you found a way to win today.
Bruno Fernandes saying they had to suffer today. It was a lovely finish from him to seal all 3 points. Back-to-back victories for Erik ten Hag's side and for Manchester United for the first time since February. And there is confirmation of that 1-0 victory. You can keep across all the 3 o'clock games on BT Sport Score later. That follows us, including the Wesley Fofana derby as Chelsea take on Leicester City. Liverpool hoping to finally kickstart their season against newly promoted Bournemouth. And Manchester City welcome Crystal Palace, who've started the season well and won at the Etihad last season. So this is what it means for the table. This time last week, Manchester United were bottom of the Premier League. They started the day in 14th, but those back-to-back wins have moved them up to the dizzy heights of 6th. For Southampton, they dropped from 11th to 13th, still on 4 points. Reaction from St Mary's on the way. Things finally on the up for Manchester United. Back-to-back wins. Bruno Fernandes with a lovely volley into the bottom left-hand corner. His 37th Premier League goal for the club.
With it at spells. Thought second half Southampton kind of ran out of ideas and ran out of steam a little bit, and yeah, you've got to give credit to Manchester United. You can only beat what's put in front of you, and they got a job done, and it's building blocks slowly for them. So yeah, in that respect, you've got to give it to them. But still, I think they're still a long way off.
I think they know that. I don't think no one's fooled by 2 results. But the phrase you used a minute ago, Richard, small steps. You know, that's where they are right now. I actually think that's a better result than the Liverpool one. That to me is a more testing result than the Liverpool one. I thought at Old Trafford, 70,000 there, Liverpool, their main rivals over the years, they would go through that. I said to you before the game, this is the one that will tell us whether they're on the right road, whether they're progressing, and it was won differently. It was won certainly the last 20 minutes by defending well, defending deep, frustrating them, blocking shots, blocking passes, getting a little bit of luck, maybe. Was it a handball, was it not a handball, regarding Scott McTominay? So, I thought they won it differently, and if I was Eric Ten Hag and his players, we'll be delighted. You two think this is a stick-on pen, don't you?
I think it's nailed on, yeah.
From what I've seen with the Luca Dean incident, I mean, his arm comes out for me. His arm comes out, and then
4 times.
That is, his arm comes out in an unnatural position. It goes up and it stops the ball.
I think, I'm being honest, right? I think he might have got away with the first 2. But I think the third one, when he swipes a little bit, he swipes at it. I think that's,
How has his arm not come out into an unnatural position there?
But, no, you can't be running back and have your arms by your side. You know that, Jace, if you're running back.
I'm with you.
He's got
that
enough
one,
time.
No.
He's got enough time to pull his arm out the way. He makes no effort to pull his arm out the way.
That's what I'm saying. I think he might have got away with the first 2. But it's because the action is to swipe like that, to swipe. And when you make contact with the ball like that, then I don't know what VAR is doing.
Well, I'm thinking about the one that Villa got penalised for last week.
Yeah, Luca Dean.
Luca Dean.
Yeah, Palace.
We didn't understand at the time, but that's more of a pen than the one that Dean
yes, 100% more of a pen. Yeah, well, I think we would all agree with that. That's very much more. As I've said, this one's unlucky because it comes straight back at him off his chest, and he's about 2 foot away from him.
So that one, no. Proximity,
but it might even be outside the penalty area, that first one. That one, I think, I think that it's just bounced up, but...
That one.
See, you don't see it's his hand until you get to... There. And then you see him flip it.
Well, VAR sees it.
Yeah, they saw that. They had that angle. Well, listen, I don't get it, Richard. I'm sorry. I don't get it. We can sit there and talk about VAR till the cows come home. I'd rather not. But, Southampton could feel a little hard done by you.
Yeah, and it is obviously small margins, but you'd like to see a Manchester United team with that much quality in it to ease past Southampton.
I don't think we're getting that. We look at the beginning of this
just
season.
Before you leave us, Jason, so I don't get this wrong. You think that Manchester United should have eased past Southampton? By what sort of margin would you say?
It should have been a lot more comfortable for them.
Okay, so what sort of margin? How many goals should there? 3, 4?
Well,
no. If that's the benchmark,
I'd like to see them defend a lot better. If I was a Manchester United fan,
okay, but
I'm thinking, we're hanging on here at times, and it's
3 or 4.
Well, no, because I don't think they've got 3 or 4 goals in their
1 or 2 would do me.
team right now.
Because I'm just wondering what you're comparing it to. Liverpool perhaps at home against Bournemouth today. I'm wondering how easy that should be for them.
Well, that would depend, isn't it?
I'd like to see Liverpool be really clinical today. Okay. I mean, I've already told you how many chances they're creating.
Right.
So I'd like to see them be a lot more clinical.
3,
decision making.
4?
Yeah, I'd like to see a 3 or 4 today. Yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
We'll log that. We'll have a look. Yeah, we'll have a look.
But I'd take a 1-0.
Yeah,
oh, would you?
Yeah, I would.
Having
It's
just
small
battered
steps.
Manchester United.
The only thing I would say about, I'd agree with Jason to a certain extent, is proper Manchester United. We have to remember this isn't proper Manchester. Well, when I say proper Manchester United, this is not the finished article by any stretch. But what I would say, when a team like United or Liverpool or City or Arsenal or Chelsea are playing at Southampton and you're winning 1-0. Game management comes into the equation.
Proper Manchester United went there and got done by 6.
No, I know. But what I'm saying,
you get
the odd one.
You get
what I'm talking about today is, Richard,
I
think if you were
doing a very good
happy,
professional job.
I agree, I just said that. But what I'm saying to you, what I think Jason's talking about as well is, if you go there and you manage the game, you can win 1-0 comfortably, right? What United never did, they defended really well, lots of numbers, lots of bodies in the way, as we've said. What they didn't do was control the football in a way that a City would have done, winning 1-0, or a Chelsea or an Arsenal. And that's the difference at the moment for United. But as I've said, 6 points in 6 days is fantastic return for them. Away game at Southampton, not easy. Whatever you think about Saints, not easy. And beating Liverpool at home. those are two big results for Ten Hag, massive results. And it just might do them the world of good. We don't know, but that's two big hurdles we've overcome in 6 days.
Very much so. OK, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, son. And never mind, you won't have to put up with him much longer, you know.
Well, I'm not. I'm going to go home now, put my Liverpool strip on, and sit in front of the telly with fingers crossed.
I think you probably are. None of that surprises me.
Need to be. And just getting through the game after such a bad run away from home, it was important after Monday night as well as performance to back that up with a win, and they've managed to do that.
And what are the positives, Peter, for Southampton and also the frustrations Ralph Hasenhüttl will be feeling after that performance?
The frustrations are just didn't take their chances. I think, set-up-wise, I think work rate. I thought the two centre-halves looked really good. They've got some good young players that seem to have fitted into the system right away. They seem to be buying in to what he wants to do. I just think it was a case of not taking the chances today.
Let's have a look at that goal then. Bruno Fernandes opened the scoring. It was a lovely finish. He said in his interview with Des, everything was perfect in the setup, Paul.
Yeah, it was great. I think the ball from Darlow was well mentioned in the first half, that he puts the ball, he puts a good cross in. I think the movement all round, I thought Elanga was very lively second half. And it's his pullback, I see so many times people try and smash it across the front and a foul can't get there. He's actually got his head up, he's seen a pullback, put quite a lot of pace in it. I think that's helped Bruno a little bit, because Bruno then just has to side for it on target, and not just side for it on target, it's a great finish and you have to give him a lot of credit for it.
Yeah, definitely, that ball is coming in fast. What stood out for you in that goal?
I think there's 4 elements to this goal. I think, first of all, once the ball comes out wide to Elanga, and you want wingers to be direct, and he was. I think a lot of the time recently Man United wingers have been a bit passive. Here he drives straight at them. What that does is that draws players. These 3 players get drawn to him, and that creates space for other people. You see they come out here. As soon as he drives in there, positive. When once the ball goes wide, this is the bit I love here as well. It's a great ball here. That's the area that every single wide player in these areas wants to hit normally. That's all you see. And when we're watching, that's all we saw. But you see, it's a fantastic ball, and I think Bruno spoke about this part here, this run from Marcus Rashford. Watch his run that he makes is such an unselfish run. He knows he's not getting the ball, but he runs in there to create the space for Bruno on the edge of the box. You see it here, the ball comes back. Bruno's only got this space here because of that run for Marcus Rashford. He's taken a defender right in there with him there. And then with that space there, you're giving a player of this calibre that kind of space. He does that, and that finish, Crouchy, is to put it where it is. That pace is phenomenal.
Yeah, credit to him as well, because I think Elanga goes to try and head the ball as well, but Bruno's obviously kept his eyes on the ball and just the technique to get into the corner. Beautiful finish.
What did you think of his overall performance? Did that goal kind of make up for what was quite an average first half for him?
Bruno?
Yes.
No, I think he played well. I think he'd be reasonably pleased with what he did. I think you can't, you can't control games, every single game. I thought he did his job reasonably well, and I think he obviously was the winning goal, and it was a captain's performance.
Do you think he's a better player, a different player without Ronaldo on the pitch?
That's difficult to say. I didn't think his performance was that great today. I thought he gave the ball away quite a bit. That goal was a brilliant goal, but I still think he worked hard. With the rest of the team, I think he was getting back, he was doing his job well, played his position well without really being brilliant. But you can say that about most of the United team, really. Today it was all about being in the right places at the right time, defending, digging in, because it was a hot day as well. It was tough to play out there today, and just about getting that win. I don't think he'd be overall pleased with the way he played, but a fantastic goal to win the game.
He delivered when it mattered. Southampton, though, a disappointing day for them. Ralph Hasenhüttl hasn't beaten Manchester United in 8 attempts now. We can hear from him with Des.
Ralph, that must feel tough. You did so much good work there and you've come up nothing to show for it today.
Yeah, I think very proud of what the guys played today. I must say that they did a really good job today from the first minute. We had good moments, good chances. We really stressed them. We did a lot of things right, and I think we deserved more today, but sometimes in football it is like this. The momentum was not on our side today, and so we lost a game what normally you cannot lose.
Yeah, you tried very hard. I mean, you were denying United space in that first half, causing them real problems.
Yeah, I think we had really good moments. We had a lot of good chances in the box. And then we get killed from one or two shots on target in the second half. I think I felt always, or it felt today that we are always dangerous. Every set piece was dangerous. We were really stressing them in and around the box. We had some good moments. But yeah, today the ball didn't want to go in.
Yeah, we saw the determination with those blocks in front of goal, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and that shows the character of the side as well.
Yeah, I think I'm not scared with this team, to be honest, because they show every week that they really fight for this club and for our targets, and I think this is good to see.
Thanks very much, Ralph.
Thanks a lot.
Lots of positives for Southampton to take from that game, but the manager is probably going to look back on that penalty appeal that they had that wasn't given, Rio. Do you think Scott McTominay and Man United got lucky?
I thought they got fortunate at the end, and the decision went for Manchester United. But I don't think they would have been too aggrieved if it was given. I think it was going either way. I don't think there'd be too many complaints from Man United if it had been given as a penalty, because when you see it here, he's not only handled it once, it's probably 2 or 3 times he's actually handballed the ball there.
Does he know too much about it, Peter, or did he get away with one there?
I don't know. I think it has to be handball. I mean, it's hit his hand on numerous occasions inside the box. I don't know how you can't give that.
Paul?
Yeah, I think they're lucky to get away with it. It looks like he's done it 3 times. And you talk about all this natural position. When your hand's up here, shoulder high, I think you do know what you're doing. And he's done it once, twice. He's brought it down with his right. I'm
surprised he ain't caught it there. He could have caught that, couldn't he?
Well, there's only one way to sort this out, once and for all. Let's bring in Peter Walton. Hi, Peter.
Good afternoon.
Tell us why the VAR didn't suggest an on-pitch review there.
Well, look, you can't hide behind the fact the ball did strike the hand on probably more than one occasion, but the defence in law is the close proximity of McTominay to the actual ball itself. So he had no a chance to avoid that contact. It wasn't done in a deliberate manner because the ball goes towards the arm doesn't go towards the ball. And then when we talk about the natural position of his hand, well, maybe that's the natural position of a player who's setting himself there. So I can understand why Peter Banks, the VAR, didn't ask Andy Maddy to have another look. But the close proximity is the important thing there in terms of why that wasn't given.
Pete, I agree it's close proximity, but his arm's actually going up towards the ball in the first instance on his first of 3 connections.
So not a natural position.
I think it's more the third one. Yeah. The third one, he doesn't seem to be looking, and the third one, it's like a little bit of a palm
But even
away.
the fact that we're discussing the third handball.
Well, I've already mentioned that the fact that, if you think of a pinball machine, that's exactly what was happening there. And McTominay knew nothing about the ball striking his hand or arm. He clearly didn't have that deliberate nature to do that. It was the proximity of him and the way the ball was bouncing around. So, yes, Southampton can feel hard done by, but I understand within law why that wasn't given.
Saved by the close proximity there. Peter, thanks very much for joining us. Paul, you definitely don't agree, though. You feel Man United.
But do you know what? Just look at the replay again now. It looks like Shea Adams does the third one.
So only 2 then?
Only 2, yeah. He got away with 2, I suppose. Yeah.
The one thing that he will be disappointed with, he said in the interview there, though, Peter, Ralph Hasenhüttl, was the chances that they had today and not making the most of the opportunities they got into.
Yeah, that felt the problem. It felt that they had a good shape, but in that shape you have to have people that can break and people that when the chances do arise, to be clinical, because against top teams like Manchester United, then you're going to need to take them, and unfortunately they just didn't have that today.
I think the approach play, everything up to the actual execution of the finish was very good, and they'd be pleased with it. It's just the finishing. There was no conviction with their finishing. David De Gea pulled out a great save there, but they didn't feel that there was the belief, even in the stadium, let alone on the pitch, that they were going to get a goal here today. It was all hopeful.
Yeah, I think that's going to be their problem moving forward. As Rio said, they've got some really good players. I love the back four, the 2 centre-halves, especially really strong the left back. It's going to be scoring goals, having that composure in front of goal, I think is going to be a problem for them.
We watched the Wolves game last week, and it was a similar feeling watching that game, that they're doing so much right in the build-up, but you just wonder where the goals are going to come from.
Yeah, without doubt, but I think they'll be all right. I think I saw enough today that they'll beat teams in and around them. I don't think they'll be in a relegation battle as such. I think the manager touched on that himself. I think there's enough here to stay above that, but they're going to have to start scoring goals.
Well, Erik ten Hag's side back-to-back wins. Let's hear from the manager. He's with Des.
Erik, that's a precious 3 points. We knew it was going to be a different challenge to Monday, but so how do you think the team performed today?
I think they learned some lesson from Brentford, quite clear. We are just more compact on their long balls, so that was quite good. Of course, we are really happy with this result, and also the goal we make, and we create some 1, 2, 3 more really good chances. But but you hope that you keep more control in the last 30 minutes of the game.
The first half, were you finding it very difficult to get through, finding that pass? Did you have to change things at half-time?
It was, but we don't forget, before half-time, we already had the biggest chance of the game. And it was 3-in-1 play. And it was really well played. So about that, I was satisfied. And I think also at the start of the game, when we had some better decisions in switch of play, we could have created more. But that is the start of the season. It's tough. And you have to get into the season, and you have to fight, and you have to battle, and we did that today, and then you get rewarded, and I'm happy with that.
And the goal was quality from Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, but not only from Bruno, the finish quite clear. Don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic finish, and I'm really happy for him. His first goal of the season, so that is really good. But I think we played I think it was the best part of us. Straight after halftime, when we get control, was also Rashford was more often the target, and that is what we demand in the halftime. Be more target, and we can play over you, and you saw that. Then you get movement around, and I think we created straight after halftime 3 really good chances, and that is how I see football, how I want us to play.
Some scary moments towards the end, but we have players like Casemiro to come on now. There's incredible quality there.
Yeah, but they know how to deal with such situation. But still, I think, but that is next steps. Room for improvement, that you control more, that you break more, or you keep better position in such stages of the game. But we are not that long in our way as every team in the season. But there we can improve, clear.
Transfer window closes this week. Do we expect anything? Will we see Cristiano Ronaldo beyond that as well?
I cannot say that. And we plan with him, or we stick to that plan. And if our good play is available, we will strike. And because we want to strengthen the squad always, and we will be alert till the last second of the window clear.
Thanks, Eric. Thank you.
Please.
Not giving anything away there. Do you think he does know that he is leaving, though, and that's why he's putting him on the bench?
No, I just feel that it's just the way he sees it. I think you've got to remember they played in pre-season and they looked quite free-flowing in pre-season. The season started and it hasn't been as free-flowing, so he's looking for what's the right formula. And as a manager, you've got to find what mix works for you, like he's doing with a centre-half pairing. You've got to do that in the forward line as well. But I think a key thing that he said in that interview there was that they learnt from Brentford. They learnt from the mistakes there, and I think that's for the players as a collective. That will breed confidence. Again, we spoke about the mindset, and they've got to still build. But you've got to take the building blocks, and you have to take this as a good positive today.
Yeah, taking little steps, and they've got those back-to-back wins. Still plenty of room for improvement, he said, though, Paul. Where do they need to step it up again to go to the next level?
Well, I actually thought watching the game today that they needed Cristiano. I think he'd have been that focal point of the team. I think they really lacked a focal point centrally. And Cristiano is more of a focal point now. He's not, I mean, you get to 37 years of age, you're not going to go sprinting away from people. He is very good at holding the ball up and getting on the end of crosses, whereas Marcus is totally different, and there'll be different times when different players will be needed. So, look, I hope Cristiano doesn't go, but if he does go, I think they're going to need a centre forward.
And they've got Casemiro now as well, Peter. The fans got a first glimpse of him today. What do you think is the best makeup of that Manchester United midfield going forward now they've got Casemiro in?
Yeah, well, he's going to be an important cog in that. I think, Tom, now, I think they probably need to strengthen that area as well, let's be honest. If you want to get back to Manchester United winning titles, they're going to need to be stronger in midfield than they are now. Casemiro's not going to change that fact. He's a top player, but they still need more. And I agree with Scholes. I think forward-wise, they're short. I don't think Martial, you can't hang your hat on him. Ronaldo's 37. They need a top striker.
What do you think about the midfield? How would you line them up?
Would you tell them to get on this half turn?
Yeah, of course he would. As you've seen today, they were on the half turn against Scott, so he's obviously not been coached. But no, I think Scott's better going forward. He's been asked to play in that role as a holding midfield player. I don't think he's that good at it. I don't think Fred's good at it either. I think they're both better when they're actually going forward. And with Casemiro, having that player who plays the position brilliantly behind you or next to you is valuable. invaluable. I had Michael Carrick, Roy Keane.
What does it do for you, those goals?
It just gives you freedom. I don't even think about defending because I know the man who's next to me, the man who's behind me, is just in the right place all the time. Just
it's like an insurance policy.
Exactly, it's an insurance policy. Then all you're thinking about is attacking. I want to score goals. I've got my man here, if I can't get back at some point, who is just in the right place, break things up and give you the ball.
How optimistic are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm not going to get carried away like I normally do and become a meme.
You've learned from that.
But no, I'm happy with what you're saying because you just want improvement. I think Man United has been in the doldrums for a while now, a lot of negative talk from people like ourselves here and all the fans. And I think it's nice to see that there's some sort of positivity coming back. Still loads to do, not getting out of our pram about it, but steps in the right direction. So I can go home now in the car quite happy without having to take a beating in a WhatsApp group.
On that note, Eric's at the wheel and it's 2 wins in a row for Man United. Peter, Paul, Rio, thank you very much for your company. That's it from us. We're off to find some aircon now. We're gonna